Vecna Reborn was released in 1998 for levels 5 to 7, written by Monty Cook with interior art by John Matson and a cover by Todd Lockwood. Vecna Reborn takes place at the Burning Peaks cluster, which contains the domains of Cavities and with Vecna as its Dark Lord and Tovag with Cass as the Dark Lord. These characters are from the Greyhawk campaign setting. Vecna is a famous figure in the Greyhawk campaign setting. A few years before this module was published, an adventure module, Vecna Lives, was published for the Greyhawk campaign setting. It was an adventure about stopping Vecna from destroying, well, everything. At the end of the adventure, Vecna and Cass seemed destroyed, but it was retconned to have them transported to RAVENLOFT. Hazelin was gone, and RAVENLOFT needed a heavy hitter in the RAVENLOFT campaign setting to fill the void. Nothing was really being done with the Greyhawk campaign setting at the time, so Vecna and Cass were given domains in RAVENLOFT. This did not sit well with some people, and eventually Vecna would escape RAVENLOFT in the adventure module Die Vecna Die a few years later. It is not a RAVENLOFT module, but part of it does take place in RAVENLOFT. Vecna was a man who became a lich, then became a demigod, and now he wants to be the god of all gods. He is ancient, one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse. He's worshipped as well, but right now he is trapped in RAVENLOFT. He's locked in a never-ending war with Cass, who was his lieutenant, that betrayed him. Cass's entry into RAVENLOFT has made him more powerful as well, as he has become a vampire. Their war engines and soldiers fight on their borders, but the two enemies can never fight each other since they are trapped in their domains. Only the citizens of their domains suffer, for their Dark Lords see them as nothing but resources to be used. The story revolves around an evil cult of Vecna's trying to bring about his rebirth. The heroes arrive in Tovag and through a chance encounter end up discovering his plan. See, the heroes meet a pregnant woman named Marit and escort her back to her home in the city of Tor Gorak in the domain of Tovag. They will also explore the library of Cass while there and face its guardian. Once they get the information they need, it's off to Cavities. There will be encounters traveling through the Burning Peaks, but the heroes will finally reach Cavities. The city there is called Citadel Cavities and is occupied by the living and the dead. The dead rule the living but allow them to go on with their day-to-day lives. However, the dead can do what they want with no explanation needed. Once there, the heroes will have to sneak into the temple of Vecna. There, they must enter the Shadow Room where they can learn the true plan. Marit's baby will be born as Vecna. This will allow the god to escape the realm of RAVENLOFT and exact his vengeance upon his enemies. The heroes will head back to Tovag to stop the ritual and must do so before the baby is born. There are several endings depending on the success or failure of the heroes. However, the canon ending is that the ritual is stopped and Vecna is not reborn and still stuck in RAVENLOFT. Vecna Reborn is a good adventure that showcases two domains rather well. Both domains and their cities and people are detailed well enough. There is an arcane horror feel to this adventure, which is what it was going for. While your players may not know much about Vecna at the start, by the end they will know plenty enough. The adventure is structured in acts and gives players an opportunity to experience what the domains have to offer. The adventure may seem like several dungeon crawls, but it is more of a series of encounters than anything else. Not too tough, but tough enough to present a challenge. Vecna Reborn is a good adventure and I recommend it. If you really wanted to be creative, this could be the second part of an epic trilogy telling the story of Vecna. Now you will bounce around campaign worlds. Vecna Lives takes place in Greyhawk, Vecna Reborn takes place in RAVENLOFT, and Die Vecna Die takes place in the realms, RAVENLOFT, and the Planescape. From the depths of antiquity he rises. Trapped in a mockery of his former kingdom, he broods. And hated and spied against the one who betrayed him, he schemes. The other lords of RAVENLOFT may possess horrific power, but Vecna is a god. Trapped by the mist of RAVENLOFT, the Lich Lord Vecna plots his escape in revenge against Cass the Destroyer, his traitorous former lieutenant. Vecna Reborn takes brave heroes into the dark, oppressed domains of Tor Gorak, where Cass whips his subjects into submission to serve in his never-ending war against Vecna and Cavities, a realm in the grip of ancient magic and malevolent undeath. The heroes must struggle to stop arcane rituals, insane cultists, and monstrous abominations from granting Vecna, the Chained God, the power to fulfill his dark dreams. Vecna Reborn presents a terrifying tale of betrayal, madness, and sorcery that may tear apart the demiplane of dread itself.